What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Brian Mello with Marty's Buick, GMC, and Chevrolet, and in today's video, we get a first look at the next generation 2024 GMC Acadia. Now, if you're new to the channel, or maybe you're just coming back for more, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe. If you haven't already, I upload fresh General Motors related news and content every single week, so if that's something that you're into, be sure to tune in. Now let's get into it. All right, so today we're talking Acadia, and that's because earlier this week, my spy photographers managed to capture the next generation prototype in the middle of road testing with GM's engineers behind the wheel. And although if we look here, most of the vehicle is of course covered extensively in camo, but these photos do seem to confirm the rumor that GMC would return to its roots with the Acadia by moving away from the midsize crossover design back to what it originally was when it was first introduced to us for the 2007 model year. That, of course, being a full-size third-row crossover SUV. Now, for some reason, when GM designed the second generation, beginning for the 2017 model year, they decided to make it smaller by reducing its length by 7.2 inches and its width by 3.5. Now, I'm not sure why GMC went in this direction while its Chevy counterpart, the Traverse, maintained that full-size status, because when that change occurred, at least from my experience at the dealership, lots and lots and lots of previous Acadia customers were pretty bummed out when they came in to upgrade to the newer model, only to find out that the big spacious SUV that they've loved, that they've been driving, has been scaled down. And what made things even worse was that these customers, a lot of them wanted to stay within the GMC brand, but many of them felt as though they were being forced into the much larger and, of course, much more expensive GMC Yukon. Thankfully, though, it does seem that GM reevaluated that decision with the Acadia, because what we're looking at here appears to be much larger than the current generation. And this is a great move in my opinion, because it's going to increase two things that customers who are in the market for a vehicle like this need. And that's, number one, a comfortable third row with plenty of legroom, and two, enough cargo capacity to drag all the kids and all their sports equipment to the field on weekends. You know, that's definitely, want to keep the kids happy in the third row, want to make sure you have enough space for all your stuff. Seems to be the running trend on what people want from these mid-size and full-size SUVs. Now, as far as appearance goes, and with what we've seen from Yukon and the Terrain and the new Sierra, I'm quite confident that the Acadia will most likely look much more like, say, a mini Yukon than the Acadia we know now. But of course, until we get a chance to see it completely undressed from all this camo, we can't really know for sure. But what should you do with this information right now? Well, if you're someone who's driving a current generation Acadia now, or perhaps you're still holding on to your first generation because you didn't want to scale down and you love it, because I'll be honest, a lot of Acadia owners love the Acadia. This information just might help guide your buying decisions as you move forward. You know, this may be something that you want to wait for instead of buying right now. You know, maybe you're in the market, but this may have, you know, the gears are turning and you're like, you know what, I don't want to move into a Yukon. I want the bigger Acadia. So maybe you want to wait and hold off to actually see this 2024 Acadia, or maybe at least see it once the camo comes off, because I'm sure I'm going to get more updated photos as time goes on. Or alternatively, if you're one of the people who prefer the smaller Acadia, because those people do exist, maybe now is the time for you to pull the trigger. You know, maybe you want to get into a dealership, custom order your dream Acadia, and you want that smaller form factor. You know, it's kind of like a weird space between the Terrain and what will be a full-size Acadia, and still not so big like the Yukon, or say if you went Chevy, the Tahoe. But either way, I hope this information helps you out in some way. As always, I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you made it this far in the video, if you could help me out in a huge way just by smashing that like button, it gets more people to see my content, helps me make more content for you. Be sure to check out my friends over at gmpartsdepartment.com for all your GM OEM parts needs. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.